The referendum for Western Sahara has been a long-standing issue involving Morocco and the Saharawi Arab Democratic Republic to allow the people of Western Sahara to determine their political future. Despite the UN's interventions 30 years later, the situation hasn't progressed. The language about what is happening in Western Sahara, Ambassador Hamdi El Jalil Ali says has changed, with thousands of refugees in dire need of food, electricity and health care. The problem, he says, remains an African country occupying another, and without respecting borders, African countries can be at war. He also raised concern about Western Sahara's natural resources being exploited. There is now an ongoing fight at the European Tribunal so that the agreements between the EU and Morocco should not include Western Sahara.
We went to court so that the European Union cannot have agreements that include Western Sahara because we have a lot of fish, vegetables and agricultural production. The EU wants to fish in our waters, so we are also fighting against this plan.
Another request was for President Mbumba to intervene towards Zambia not to cut their ties with Western Sahara, of which Dr. Mbumba said he will discuss the matters with Zambia's government. Overall, peace and unity was the clarion call. President Mbumba says Namibia will continue to support the Sahrawi people's pursuit of independence and human rights. He says the process of using the UN's agreement to have a referendum for elections for independence is a good method, requiring parties involved to be willing and honest. But Morocco was never interested in finding solutions.
On Namibian side, we can assure you, to tell your president, we are not going to change our position. Nobody can buy us to ignore people who are fighting for their independence, to pursue that cause, to achieve their independence, to achieve their human rights. Namibia was occupied by South Africa. It's also a neighbor. Apartheid South Africa was also a neighbor. And therefore, anybody who occupies other people's land, other people's country, other people's territory, cannot expect sympathy from me personally or from our government.
The United Nations, African Union and other international bodies continue to advocate for a peaceful resolution to the conflict based on the principles of self-determination and respect for territorial integrity. Siamandikwa, NBC News.